Welcome to the Macketh experience. Something you can't define, but you can only experience this thing of ours through us. And speaking of experiencing something, how about you experience this with me? You know, this idea, right? You know, what is power, essentially? You know, more importantly, what is it to you? Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to share, my 2 cents, what it actually is to me, just based on the brevity of, my experiences and, within the quiet time of my thinking and, just learning how everything works, Now, when you look at power, right, it's measured in watts, you've heard Watt's light bulb, and I'm sure you heard a lot of my teachings on, redefining your light, or showing you how to cause your light to shine, or cultivating your light. Well, it is actually the ability to exert force in the shortest period of time. It's the physiological ingredient to force, which is multiplied by the velocity power. Just like when David was, swinging the slingshot. It's the velocity of that power that caused that effect. To knock out the giant. Now, what is the giant? The giant's your outside stimulus, going against the grain of your internal self, right? So it's the outside stimulus versus the current internal dialogue that's taking place. It's the psychology of putting, power to strength. Now, when you look at power, right, you got to look at the power within your thinking, and the power within your thinking focuses, on overcoming the resistance, but also focus on the ability to overcome the resistance in the shortest amount of time. Simply, put, power equals force times velocity, which means power can be improved by increasing mental concentration. It's a form of mixed methods of force and velocity through this continuum that enables you to create power development. But you can only increase power through thinking, through things as quickly as possible. This is what develops keen sense, or keen sensory. Now, when you look at strength derives from your ability to focus on overcoming the resistance through moving as much weight off of your mind as possible. See, focus is simply, compartmentalizing the weight from, point A to point B. Strength just bulks up your mental muscle to push the weight off of your perspective, from the outside stimulus. So when you look at it like this, any outside stimulus is initially going to incite, the psychological as well as the physiological aspect of you, and how you respond or react to it determines, the shape as well as the content level of your character. See, the outside things that take shape around you, right? The chaos is, there as a buffer, or a fire to purify, your perspective. This is when you you know, transform. It's like this. With this pressure due to coal, pressure, you know, transforms coal into diamond. Now, if you look at, you know, our DNA, it's we were carbon base, you know, within the 12. Now, look at within the 12 faculties of man. You know, all this is, you know, meant to basically develop you into putting, you know, power to strength. But you really got to understand the differences to things. You got to know the inner workings of yourself, the inner operation, to understand the outside operation of what's taking, you know, place right in front of you. You know, you have to look at it like this. You live in a world that is, you know, simulated. So you're being stimulated by what's simulated. But, you know, this is where that light in you basically overcomes things through putting, you know, power to strength. And when you put power to strength, everything accomplished, whether it be in vocation or mentality, is a direct result of lifting your perspective or uplifting your thoughts and being disciplined enough in your emotions to keep them in a heaved up space.